All right, so you got a deep March Madness tournament. It's a lot of parity. It's going to be a lot of competitiveness. A lot of guys at this point in time, like Dwayne Wade did once upon a time, kind of make a name for himself in the tournament, make himself a household name. He gets drafted high. What guy do you think in this tournament is going to be that guy that kind of comes out of nowhere, nobody's really talking about right now, makes his move?
Well, sports fans, I've already heard Blade's take on this, so I'm gonna stick with the guards. He took Shabazz Napier in the NCAA tournament. Ultimately, the guy with the ball in his hands, who can make a pass, who can drive, get to the free throw line, hit an open jump shot, stretch the defense. With deep range, hitting 3-point jump shots, knocking them down from downtown all night, doing it right. Ultimately, my guy Jaheed Carson down in Arizona State. This is a guy that I watched this kid play last year, man, and I told myself last year, if I had a choice between him and Trey Burke, it'll be a hell of a decision. The kid's real good, and I think this is the type of guy that ultimately you can't stop this guy. I go back to a performance in conference against Utah, where he only had 3 points in the first half, and his team had the lead. They were up 6 or 7. They win the game by double digits. He ended the game with 28. I mean, just dominated the second half. So I like him. And then, it would be an outrage if I didn't include Marcus Page down there in North Carolina. I want to give a shout out to my main man, Marvin Smith. I know you've been real hard on Coach Williams this whole season, but I'm telling you like this, man. This kid is Chris Paul 5000. He's so savvy. He understands the game of basketball. We're talking about a guy who shoots over 40% from the three-point line. He goes to the free throw line. He knocks down another 88%, and he's over 43% from twos, 17 points, leading the team in assists. I think that, if North Carolina can have one of those type of runs where they can somehow, because I see scenarios where they do get to the Elite Eight and possibly the Final Four. If they have a run like that, it's going to be spearheaded by Marcus Page, and I'm telling you, it's an outrage if I don't mention Mr. Page there. So those are two guys. Wiggins, the game he had against West Virginia, the 43 points. Okay, I'm gonna leave the kid alone. He's a baller. Okay, he can put up numbers. Like Pusha T says, he puts numbers on the board. That's what the kid does. I want to see, how this Kansas team, because last year they had the 4 seniors and then they had Macklemore, who was a lottery pick. So I want to see who's going to step up to the leadership role. And, Joel Embiid has somehow, came out of the woodworks, out of the bleachers, and, now he's being considered as maybe the number 2 pick in the draft. I grew up watching basketball in the 90s, and we had the Elijah Wines and Shaquille O'Neal, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning. The list could go on. Brad Daugherty. I want to see a big guy be an impact player as far as his team making a run in the tournament. Joel Embiid could very well be that guy. But my man, TJ, I'm no longer sleeping or snoring Warren. Where have I been? As much college basketball as I watched this year, where have I been to where I have not given this guy any type of praise, any type of accolades? I mean, they're talking lottery pick right now, and I got NC State winning 2 games in the tournament. So, to get this team to the Sweet 16, a team that really stumbled out the starting blocks in the ACC conference play, man, this guy on the perimeter does it all. I can't really give this guy a comparison because as a combo guard, he's a lot more polished than what Steve Francis was at Maryland there in the ACC a decade or more ago. So, but the kid's amazing. And then, my man, don't call me Herbert Doug McDermott. I mean, I don't understand how this guy has not cracked the top 5 draft board of every NBA executive. I mean, I'm gonna call him. I don't know what I'm gonna call him yet, but he reminds me not athletically, but when we talk about a guy with length, size, IQ, he can hit threes. He can. Scoring numbers are ridiculous. His shooting percentages, but can Creighton, make a serious run because if McDermott can somehow get this team into the Final Four, I don't understand how you can deny this guy what really should be given to him at this point. So I know, those are the guys who I really think that with some nice runs could really make an increase as far as what that first NBA paycheck is going to be like. We know it's going to be fat, But they have a couple weeks to kind of solidify that. So this is your main man, Earl the Grand Grant. Real talk with the sports heads. We're checking you guys with another time. In the meantime, enjoy the madness. If your team goes home, you can't succumb to the sadness. Just watch another game.
March Madness. Shout out Marcus Page. I should have
Shout-
said that too.